this is Real Talk with Matthew
Hey,
and Greg.
I'm Greg, glad to be here.
So, me and Greg met about 7 years ago at this church over here, this Presbyterian church is what it was. It's Presbyterian church, and we've been to so many different churches over the time, and we went through good times and bad times together, but I consider Greg one of my best friends, maybe my best friend, because I don't really know nobody I talk to like this. We stay on the phone.
You got friends.
Yeah, but it's good, like, it's so...
You just did a video with somebody, a couple people, so
Yeah, but like, I don't really stay in contact with nobody like I do you. It's like, and Greg will call me out on stuff because, we are Christian men, and we need that as Christians, to have other Christians call us out when we're doing some bullshit, basically.
you're speaking for yourself.
Because sometimes we can't see what we're doing. Like sometimes I can't see what I'm doing, and then even when he brings it up, I'm like, okay, yeah, but I'm doing the best I can, but he's still telling me you can do better, So it's good to have people that push you. So we was talking about we had to restart. We were about 7 minutes in. I forgot the radio was playing in the background. So we was talking about the inflation, and like when my dad had bought a truck in 2018, it was like a $25,000 truck brand new. Now that same truck's 40 grand. So that's almost double the price. So have you seen anything like this in your entire life where the price is double?
Yeah, I remember going through a period of strong inflation where everything we purchased would be, be worth more. So, you whatever you bought, it would go up in value. So it was, it was pretty much a swing, like what we're doing now. And we're in a situation where we have, we're kind of overwhelmed. We have more than we can pay for all the migrants that are here, and all the homeless that are here, and all the people that are working part-time here, and all that stuff that's going on here, much less to all the wars that we're in. So we're over committed. We're way over committed,
Yeah, he went to 2 restaurants with him, Friday and Saturday. And what was they out of the barbecue joint?
They had beef.
The ribs.
Yeah, the rib joint was out of ribs.
Didn't have any ribs. I said, we can see your chicken.
I said, so y'all closed, huh? No, we have chicken.
And then we went to go get prime rib for his birthday yesterday. His birthday was Friday, but we was going to get prime rib.
And we ordered it. We ordered it.
Said there 45 minutes.
45 or 44, maybe, well, that was at the...
Texas Roadhouse.
No, that's at the Roadhouse.
Luckily,
we were 45 minutes at the Roadhouse talking to the waitress, and
she was really nice, by the way.
And getting our, I don't know if we got our salads or what, and then all of a sudden, 45 minutes later, he walks up and says, "There's no any prime rib, sir." And then it turned out terrible. Your plate was cold, and they just like. And
you asked him that. He's like, is that going to affect his food? No, we'll make sure it's hot and fresh.
Yeah, right.
And it wasn't hot. It was good, but it was cold.
Yeah.
At that point, I didn't want to argue with him.
Yeah, man, I too.
Was your steak at least good and hot?
It was good and hot, but it was like you could tell it was quick cooked. It wasn't.
How about a microwave?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I was looking forward to prime rib. Yeah, and so I didn't get to have that, but. Hey, that's just the way it goes. You go to rib place, they ain't got any ribs.
So did the inflation ever finally calm down?
Yeah, it usually calms down when countries go into war, and when they go into war, that kind of settles it down a little bit.
Well, see, there's wars going on in Russia and somewhere else. Where else? I could watch the news back in when that insurrection or whatever they called it happened. I don't really know what that was because it looked like a lot of it was made for TV, so I don't know. I know that there was something happening, but I don't know exactly who set it up. So I'm not getting into conspiracy theories because my mind will go down a rabbit hole that there's no end with that. It's hard for me to believe anything these days.
Well, some of those guys are still in jail. It's 3 years later. They're still in jail, and they've never been indicted.
Is that not
And
illegal?
that's you don't do that in
That's like third world country.
That's third world country.
They might well just send them guys into Guantanamo Bay if they're gonna do that, right?
Yeah, and they had families, and they have families.
It's just stuck them down to Guantanamo Bay waterboarding.
It's just.
If that's what they're gonna do, because like, I don't know how our government can get by with just breaking the law.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a different law now. It's just.
So they do what they want to do now?
Well, the other day, yesterday, Biden signed signing a bill that grants the government to survey, to trace your phones, to do whatever they want to do, and all the stuff they.
That's probably why Facebook shut down and the AT&T shut down for a thing. Mine didn't shut down, so they already have me on that tracing program. They just shut people's phone down. They wasn't worried about tracing, or they wasn't already on their tracing program probably.
I don't know, but now they've kind of got to say, with all these migrants, we're going to have to trace all the cell phones, and you know what? We'll give the migrants phones. So we're giving the migrants cell phones, and then we're tracing their
and groceries.
And groceries. It's 20,000 is the number that they use today that they can get as a loan coming into the U.S. and then once they cross into the U.S., it's forgiven. So it's just if they die between getting the loan and getting inside the U.S. to own it.
Well, the government needs to get me $20,000.
Well, I don't know. Biden, I think, I don't know. Somebody said if they're evaluating how much it's actually costing per vote. And the Democrats really could look at it and say, hey, look, what if we, give everybody a $20,000 credit? Will they vote Democratic? And I think there's just a lot of people that are in such dire straits. They're gonna go like, man, I need that $20,000 credit,
Because you got homeless people. I ran into a homeless person I can't get into the details of the situation because it's still pending the situation, but it's really, really wild how that we're taking care of all these people, but we're not taking care of the people that actually was born here and live here. And this person's homeless, and there should be some homeless shelters or something. There should be a place there should be nobody actually living on the street unless they just absolutely just decide that's what they want to do. There should be some type of way because they spend all this money, they can spend all this money on something else, like these wars and stuff. We don't need to be in all these wars and stuff. A bunch of these wars was we're just spending money.
We're spending our money. You're spending yours, I'm spending mine. And when you were mentioning about not being shelters for homeless, the veterans, can't even get into the hospital because the immigrants are in all the veteran hospitals, and they're taking their spots. They don't have spots for veterans anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I know. I've been going to Planet Fitness since 2019 or something, and since I've been going, that was at the end of the Trump era. It was like now I'm seeing like I'm a minority, and even the white people that do go there, half of them is going to be speaking some other language as well. So there's not too many American people. The black people there's not even like American, a lot of them. So it's like, I don't know where this came from. It's just really crazy to wrap my head around, because I'm seeing it firsthand at the gym, and I don't know where all of them's working and what's going on and how all that's happening. And some of them may have green cards. I do know that we do hire a lot. Like when I lived down here, since I've been living here, we hired a bunch of Jamaicans at the Grand Hotel, bring them in, they'd stay for like the summer, then they'd go back. And Perdido Beach Resort, we hired a bunch of like Europeans and a few Jamaicans and mainly Europeans though, and Asian over there in Thailand and stuff like that. We hired a bunch of Asians and they would stay for the summer. It was called a J1 program.
I remember that.
So I don't know whether that's still what this maybe possibly is, but I don't know. It seems like there's more going on than what I've ever seen in my life. Have you ever seen anything like this in your?
No, 19 million people, that's a lot of people. You know, it's huge, it's a huge amount, and it's going to be a task to do. It's just going to be a task handling them for sure, for sure.
Yeah. So when will we go see Toby Mac again?
Man, maybe we should go see Toby.
Yeah, he invited me to Toby Mac concert. I don't know how many years. It was 2019 or something.
Yeah, it was.
I was the second person in line. Though. I wasn't his first pick.
Yeah, that's right. I called Matthew up, and my wife hadn't divorced me yet. She was in the process of, I think. And so I called Matthew up and I said, "Hey Matthew, I got tickets to Toby Mac. I'm gonna invite my wife, but if she doesn't go, will you go with me?" He goes, "I'll get off right now." He got off, and then she didn't go, so he knew right away. Yeah.
And then I returned the favor though. We ended up I won some Hangout Festival tickets at the Piggly Wiggly. I entered a drawing. First thing I've ever won in my entire life. It was great.
Yeah, that was a great days of concert. Yeah. Yeah.
It was 3 days of concerts.
Yes. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Yeah,
I did too. There's a lot of, you could smell marijuana smoke everywhere, and everybody. I mean, it was really strange because I think me and Greg was the only two that wasn't, because you wasn't drinking nothing at the time either.
No, it's a lot of young.
I think we was the only two sober people.
There are a lot of young. Yeah, but there are a lot of young kids there, and all. I think they're all having a good time.
I hadn't been sober long at that point, maybe 2 years or something. It was really, it was a little scary because the guy that was living with me at that time, Charlie. Remember Charlie?
Yeah.
He was living with me, and that's when he relapsed on that same Hangout Festival. He was parking cars, and I come in from the festival, and he's sitting there in his little. He used to wear these little bitty shorts or whatever. Came in, and he said, "I've been drinking tonight." I was like, "Or I'm drinking." That's what he said. I said, "Are you drinking what? You got orange juice or something?" "No, I'm drinking." I was like, "What, Coke?" "No, I'm drinking is what he says." And it was sad to watch that go down. The guy had been sober for like 2 years, somebody I looked up to, and he went from being like the best person you could possibly be and he still wasn't a bad person but he ended up really, there was some stuff I won't talk about that
It takes you down a path you don't want to go. It takes you too far, and it costs you too much.
I don't even know where that guy's at anymore. I would like to just talk to him and see if he's still alive and if he's okay.
Well, if he sees this and he's out there, he'll hit you up, right?
Maybe, possibly. I mean, I didn't mention his last name, and I don't even remember if I remembered it. But
well, if he sees your face, he'll know.
Yeah. So I don't know, this sobriety thing. It can be hard, but it's the best thing I ever chose to do. I'm a better person. I still make stupid decisions though. That's why Greg called me out though.
Like I don't make stupid decisions. That would be a start.
But it's good for us Christians to have Christian friends that will, and then you keep them in the loop on what's going on. And be honest. No, don't try to hide nothing from people. Especially when you know that you're trying to accomplish a certain goal, and sometimes I'll be messing my own self up with the goals I got because I'm doing stupid shit that I shouldn't be doing. I know this, but it's like this flesh we live in right here. It's hard to conquer that sometimes.
Amen.
We want it sometimes, and I was like that day at the gym. Actually this morning I broke down and started crying a little bit at the house. It's just I go to the gym 6-7 days a week, and I'm there at least an hour, sometimes 2 hours. Usually about an hour and a half though. That's usually my number. Usually I'm there an hour and a half. That's like at least six times a week. I didn't want to go today. My stomach was hurting.
Wow.
I made myself go.
Damn.
I made myself go, and but it's just life's hard sometimes and like it. But I look though. You know, remember you said something about. Do you want to tell them about the trip that almost we could have died?
Oh yeah, when you were driving the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
We seen our life flash before our eyes.
Yeah, it was really scary. 18-wheeler, two 18-wheelers had stopped, and one of them was sliding and stopped, and I think we were going pretty fast, and we went into 360 all the way around like that.
Then we slid backwards.
Yeah,
we slid backwards and passed a car, and then came around did another 180, and like was that close to that 18-wheeler.
Yeah. It had. It was pretty scary. It had all the latest electronics on braking and systems like that. But man, it was just a fraction from that trailer part of the 18-wheeler just coming right in through our windshield there.
I found that sign. Remember that you made a sign put above the washing machine? He lived with me for a little while. You put that sign that says, "Thank God you're not in a wheelchair." So what did it say? I found it the other day.
Yeah, it says pray every time you see somebody in a wheelchair.
Yeah, thank God I'm not in one. And I seen a girl at the gym today in a wheelchair. I've been seeing her come up there, and she just seems so happy.
Yeah, people can do it. It's hard to, like you were complaining. I mean, not complaining, but you were doing your thing, and so it's hard for me and it's hard for you, and then this lady didn't have any legs. G's and P's. I guess it wasn't. So
she got a boyfriend though. It's like, man, so I look at that and I'm like, man, she's happy, got a boyfriend. And like, wow, I must just be chopped liver or something like that.
It's not gonna be easy.
I mean, then Greg's son as soon as he got a divorce, I thought for sure I would be married for him. I thought.
And then God sent me an angel.
Yeah.
I mean, just like that. I mean, womb, motorcycle mama angel.
I've been looking for a wife since I met Greg. And then Greg was going through that divorce. It was on and off. Thought it was getting better, and then it wasn't. And it ended up finally going through. And then I thought for sure I'd be the first one to get married out of the two. I knew that the divorce was probably inevitable, but he did put up a good fight. But he's married now and happy.
Man, thank God. God is so sweet. God's kind. God's gentle, mercy, and is giving me a second chance. And so I'm really happy with that. Very, very grateful and thankful with that.
So yeah, I'm still praying about that for me. It's been a struggle my whole life.
I'll keep praying too, Matthew.
Yes. Pretty hard, and then we gotta, it's just having the faith in God. I see why some people, because I remember there was a kid, one of these churches I was going to, they had me go talk to him because he was on drugs and cheating on his wife and stuff. I'm not gonna mention what church or who it was, but they took me over there and they just shut me in the house and said, "You go talk to him." They left me there with the kid. And he was, so his wife wouldn't have sex with him.
Oh yeah, okay.
But he's sleeping around with 7 or 8 different women getting high.
Yeah, that causes problems a lot of times where your wife will not want to sleep with you when you sleep around with 7 or 8 girls.
Yeah. Well, you can't blame them.
It just happens. They're like, I don't really want to do that. Yeah.
So I don't know, I don't know, some people get it and they just mess it up, and which I've had stuff I've messed up before too, but what I was trying to get at is God is in control, and just as far as the presidential thing goes, I mentioned in the last video I did God Center, I'm speaking on David. You've talked to me about David, that's really the reason why I got in the book, because you mentioned some attributes I have of David, and you keep telling me these things. I'm not going to get into it, and I'd rather you not get into it, but you have told me. Yeah,
I hope not.
Yeah, but you've told me the great consequences of David.
I just said that every action has a consequence.
And David had great consequences.
And David was one that, if you use that as an example, that suffered great consequences. Our,
Yeah.
our suffered the consequences. We say great consequences. I mean, the fact is that they suffer the consequences. For
It was a
themselves.
super great. So where I was at in this last video, David told a lie to the priest. He told the priest, "Hey, Saul sent me over here to get some bread. My homeboys is in the cave waiting. I got an army with me, but they can't come, so just give me what you got. And oh, by the way, I ain't got my sword. Do you got a spare sword?" He gave him, Goliath's sword. I forgot. So I'm glad I read reading this. Forgot all about that. And then the priest believes him. The priest believes him. Then Saul comes there and kills 85 priests in the whole town. Women, children, infants, dogs, donkeys, everything. Just kills everybody. It was over one lie. Or somebody telling a lie and the person believed it. So I know that there is great consequences behind stuff, and I've been blessed by God that.
And with David, it was, I think it was 70,000 Israelites that died during that time after Bathsheba, and all of his wives slept with strangers on the street, and didn't come back to the house, or came back to the house but slept with strangers on the street, and his sons were trying to kill him. So
I haven't got to that part of it yet.
So he's got some
I'm doing a big study on that. So if y'all interested in that, then go to my show, God in the Center, and I'm actually in the book of Samuel right now, talking about that. God has called me back. I used to do videos years and years ago when I first got in rehab, and I started. I was doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing, and so God took it away from me, and He's allowed me to start doing it again. Like my great uncle had talked to somebody and told him to get me back doing it, and then so here I am. I'm back doing it, but I'm doing this show and a cooking show too, because somebody's like, you're good at cooking.
That's
I want you to do the cooking videos. So this was something that was originally supposed to be me and Levesca, which Levesca did make an appearance finally last week. So this is supposed to be a two-person show, and Greg tried chicken out on me today.
Yeah, I did try.
While we're in here, I forgot, while we're here on the buckets, the living room, it's a nice, pretty living room with nice, pretty leather couch. It would have been perfect, but no light.
Yeah, no line in there. You use it. That's absolutely right. But these buckets work pretty good, they're a good match to the floor and everything. I don't know. I think it works out pretty nice. Now, if I can get up from it or not, that's a whole other thing.
He's currently trying to sell a house too. If anybody's in the market for a house.
Oh my goodness.
I remember. So he's God's really blessed this guy. Hopefully some of it will rub off on me.
Thank you, God.
But I think we're getting close to the segment. I guess that's about it. Unless you got anything else to talk about.
Nope. Everybody have a good week, though.
Have a blessed day.